you ready to discover who you came here to be? Welcome to the Human Design and Astro Club podcast. Human Design is a system and a tool that is here to empower you and show you your greatest potential. Come learn with us and discover who you really are. Hi friends, Krystle here. New year and new you, and boy, do we have some new tools for you to help you transform your life into the one you have always dreamed of. We have some new ways for you to connect with us outside of the show. So we have a free guide on tips and tricks to honoring your strategy and authority. We also have a language manual to your true self to help you understand the key terms in human design and how to apply them to reading your human design chart and also to your life. And we are so happy to announce doors are now open for the Cosmic Community, which is a no commitment or 5-month commitment package to connecting with us over in our private Facebook group. You will have the chance to connect with Leah and myself each month with our premium episodes through our Program Plus monthly forecast. There's also weekly aura energy updates, weekly tarot card pulls connected to a human design gate, monthly market shares for fellow entrepreneurs to share their work, and exclusive bonus content you will not be getting anywhere else from us. Come join the Cosmic Community to understand how to utilize the transits to your advantage and have a safe space to learn, grow, and connect. And we also have our children's class called Nurture Your Child Through Their Design. And our most popular classes are our variable mini classes, which are bite-sized, self-paced audios and guidebooks on the first 2 transformations. And if you want to stay connected with some education and love from us, join our email list and check out our website, which you can find that and every offer I just discussed down below in the show notes. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you over on our next episode. Welcome to the Human Design and Astro Club podcast. I'm Krystle.
And I'm Leah.
And this is the podcast you've been waiting for. I just went to like cheerleading. I feel like you should have done that. You were the cheerleader. I did do cheerleading for like a moment. And I did try out freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this. It's just
I was a cheerleader. One of my many secrets of my life.
It is a secret. I think that is a secret. It's like when I look like, okay, I can see that, but I also would not have guessed it.
Yeah, I was a flyer. I cheered for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Middle school, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, probably until like junior year. And then I knew I was never going to make varsity because I couldn't do back handsprings and I couldn't.
Yeah. You need that.
I couldn't do a lot of the stunts because I wasn't flexible enough. I also have a half a tooth because when I did a twist one time, when I came down, I hit the bottom of my jaw on someone's head and I knocked my tooth out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It is. Cheerleading is dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
Really wearing on your body.
Mm-hmm.
I have an old friend that I went to cosmetology school with, and she ended up getting pregnant in cosmetology school. And so her daughter is now like, I don't know, like 15 or something. Mm-hmm. And she is like in this like huge cheerleading thing, like the competitive ones that go around the country. And she has bad knees. She's like 15. I see her with the
Mhm.
knee braces,
Mhm.
and I think I don't know if she's had surgeries or had to get procedure. I'm like, that's all, and then it's expensive. I'm like,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Well,
I
I remember being like so upset because people were like, cheerleading isn't a sport. And it's like, you get more injured
oh
doing
yes,
cheering than you do playing football. Like,
oh yeah.
it's still a competitive, it's a sport. And
Oh,
it's
and it's
dangerous. And people
very
are,
competitive. Speaking of competition, because we have that activation coming in
mm-hmm.
this week.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of funny that we're talking about that. Usually ends up happening though. If
It
people
does.
knew that the background frequencies are really influencing our conversations, our way
Mm-hmm.
of life, I always wonder, like, what do we do better?
Eh,
I
I
think
would,
that's why I wanted the cosmic community because I'm
yeah,
like, if we could help support these people, that maybe they're gonna support their lives and who they are
yeah,
in a more aligned way with the actual geometry of the transits.
yeah,
Maybe that gets pushed out to more people. That gets pushed out to more people. And I'm just like,
definitely the ripple effect.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I mean, I feel like the cosmic community, they're really starting to get it.
Yeah,
It's
we're
been a
warming
few
up.
months now
Mm-hmm.
since we've had it. Doors. Oh, by the way, everybody, last day. As we're talking right now, I mean, I guess you could be watching this or listening to this at any point in time, but if it's Monday, the 3rd, April 3rd, last day to join the cosmic community.
Mm-hmm.
This is the
Doors
last
closed
day.
tonight.
April 3rd, midnight. Leah locks the door. She has the keys. Wait, do you have gate 2 or 1?
One.
Okay. I always get confused if you have the 1 or the 2
Yeah, because I have the 1-8.
because the 214, they
Oh,
have the
yeah.
keys.
They do have the keys. Yeah, I
Mm.
don't have that one.
Hmm. So I wasn't sure. But hello, welcome. If you're new here, hi. We
Hi.
are a podcast of a bunch of weirdos. All the weirdos join us and listen in. So if you're a fellow weirdo, you're in the right space. Hello, hello, and hi, YouTubers. If you're watching us on here right now, we see a bunch of you joining our YouTube, and we're so excited that you're here. And you get to watch me and Leah, mostly me, do a lot of weird gestures and hand moves. I'm like the most talkative person with my hands. My
Yeah, a
husband,
lot of gestures.
yeah, Dave gets very annoyed with my gestures. And I'm like, I'm just being myself, Dave. Like, get the fuck out. Okay. So, welcome. This episode is called The Program. And the reason why it's called The Program is because we live in a simulation. This is not real. This is the Matrix. And it is through the transits that we get to actually see what the background frequency of each second, minute, hour, day, week, month, year, everything, literally everything. We could see it through the transits. So each week we actually get an opportunity to tune into a new episode of what's going on globally in this fucking world. Okay? We get to see what kind of episode is it going to be this week? I like to say, is it going to be like a thriller? Is it going to be a drama, maybe a dramedy, maybe a comedy? I feel like for this week, if I were to put a theme or an emphasis on it, it's I feel like action. It's like an action movie this week.
Nice.
We which is like kind of the theme of Aries, right?
Yeah.
Action. And
Yeah.
this week in particular, as I was going through it and typing out my notes, I was like, okay, this is like an action, maybe an action thriller for some. A lot of heart energy this week, a lot of ego energy this week. We have full moon Libra happening this week, so stay tuned. We have some good notes to share about that. And if you really want to know what I have to say about full moon Libra, then you join the fucking cosmic community
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
go deep. We're pulling out source material.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking to each other. Leah and I also have decided that each time we're going to do little mini tarot readings for everybody. So if you want a mini
So
tarot reading,
fun. Yeah.
we don't talk about this, but we started it. And it seems like everyone's coming online that's in that group to get
Yeah.
their tarot reading for that new moon or full moon. So we do
Mhm.
new moon and full moon circles inside the cosmic community, which is a private Facebook group. If you didn't know what it is, it's a private Facebook group. And so all you have to do is have Facebook. If you don't have Facebook, create one. It's not a big deal. And just, I literally only have Facebook for my groups. I never post on there except for that one time that somebody hijacked my account and
Hacked
sent
you
a
and
message
messaged.
to literally everybody on my
I didn't get
Facebook
one.
that
I feel excluded.
that's really weird. It literally sent to like I thought it was everybody saying that somebody died and it was during a transit. What was that? I forget what that was, that it was like
Forget
so
too.
aligned, but it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. And then I felt forced to tell everybody that that wasn't real and I had to like show up on there and I was like I haven't talked to you guys in years. Because I don't talk on Facebook. I really just use them for the group because they make it easy. Facebook, that's the only thing that I feel like Meta has done is make Facebook groups easy for people
Yep.
to connect.
Yep.
Everything else sucks. No offense. Take all the offense. You guys
Or
aren't.
kind of, yeah.
But the groups are they're good. It's really easy to organize everything.
Hmm.
You can search through hashtags, things are pinned, files. It just makes it so much easier. And we have a lot of um human design resources in that group that you will not get anywhere else from us.
Hmm.
I put out a transit reading that you guys can access from there as well. There's a lot of human design content, a lot of great just conversations in relation to human design and the transits. It's a human design focus group, focused on the transits and learning about the transits, but we also talk about other things in relation to human design, astrology and tarot. That's the main focus of the group. So if you're like, hey, I really like the way you guys talk about the transits on here, and I know that it's only surface because I don't talk about the gates so much, and I really just give the overall essence of the week and how to utilize it, and then we dive deeper on how to take aligned action in the actual cosmic community. And
Yeah. And then
so,
have like discussions about it too. So, like, say you have the gate or the channel, we can talk about how that's showing up. Or say you don't have it, but you want to know how to utilize that energy. It's really
mm,
cool to like see how that plays out in real life. And like you said at the beginning, like there's always some sort of background that connects to it. Like I've noticed that so much more for
mm,
myself too. I'm
yeah.
like, that just happened. Like I need to go look at the transits right now. Like,
And then
okay,
it's
how am I
like
supported?
it's totally in alignment.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you knew how things were actually playing out,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, just maybe you could surrender to it a little bit more and maybe you could ride it because the
Yeah.
transits offer us an opportunity at temporary access to these activations when they're in transit.
Yeah.
And that's something that I really started doing the last, I'd say, probably couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm at a point to now it's down to like a science for me. And because I have all this knowledge and wisdom, I want to spread it and feed my people is what I
Yeah.
feel like. And
Yeah.
so the cosmic community is really where you get fed. It's really like if and also if you want to just understand how these gates and channels work, how the centers work, like when they're being like just in general, transits are a really beautiful way to see it. It makes it easier because you hear about a gate and channel or a center, and you're like, but what the fuck does that look like? Like, how would somebody act if they had that activation, if they had that channel, if they had that gate? What would that look like?
Mm-hmm.
And so the transits offer you an opportunity at seeing that. We get to
Yeah.
watch it because the transits are through the mind.
It's like a test drive. Like
It is.
you get to get in a new car and test it out for like
Oh,
that
I love
time
that.
frame.
Yeah, that's exact. It is. It's like, or you get like almost, what you could also look at it as like a little bit of an upgrade or work done to your vehicle for a moment. It's like you get to put on a little like razzle dazzle. Like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna put on this like sticker on the back of my like people that put on like stick bumper stickers.
Yeah.
And it's like, or like people that change the inside or go get some work done on their car. It's kind of like you're getting a little bit of a tune up
Hmm.
for a moment. And then you get to go back to yourself when that transit
Yeah.
leaves. I look at each gate as like its own little room. They're all their own little rooms. And sometimes it's like an adjoining room, like that connects to another room if it's a channel, right?
Right.
But they're each their own little room. And so it's like when that particular gate comes into transit, it's almost like the light gets turned on in that room for
Yeah.
a moment. I made a little reel about it one time,
Hmm.
and people thought that that was really helpful because you really can see, oh wow, things look different.
Hmm.
It's like when you wake up one day and you're like, I feel a little different. It's the fucking transits, or you're an emotional. Those are the two options.
Or both.
Or you're in an emotional transit. Like, why does life feel this
Yeah, the
way?
light's on and the room is flooded. You're like, what the hecky?
Oh yeah, when the basement starts getting flooded for me, I'm like, okay, we need we need to get some buckets, some
Yeah.
fans, and be alone. So yeah, there's so much happening in the cosmic community. And if you're like, I feel aligned with these two gals, listen, we found people on our fractal that you will definitely be aligned with,
Hmm.
and they are supporters.
Hmm.
Supporters of us, they're supporters of each other.
Hmm.
And this is just the beginning. I know that this is just the beginning of something really beautiful. And like being able to watch people be able to be supported, taking aligned action, making choices based off their designs. I mean, I'm just very excited. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
So, aside from the cosmic community, if you guys didn't know, doors are also opening, or actually, they're open. I'm sorry, excuse me. We're in the past. So, I'm like, where are we? I never know. Um, but doors are opened right now, currently, for our variable intensive. It's called Color
Mm.
Code Variable Intensive. It's a 5 week journey. I'm calling it a journey because it's not a program. I don't want to make, I don't want, I don't, and I don't like that word other than like using it for when we're talking about the transits. But I feel like when you say program a lot, it feels very fixed
Hmm.
and like you have rigid.
Hmm.
Like this is a journey that we're going to be taking you guys on because we did this once before. We had a membership. If you guys didn't know, last year we had a membership called the Doorway. Maybe you heard of it. Maybe some of you did try to get in it afterwards, and we had already closed doors. We only and it was something we wanted to go on for longer, but we had a bunch of people join immediately, and I realized this is too big.
Yeah.
And so I learned a lot from that membership. And I also realized that it was too long for all the
Yeah.
undefined hearts. And even
Right.
the defined hearts. Like I'm gonna be honest. I'm in the Venus retreat for Gene Keys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Too long.
It's,
It's too long. It's too long. I I have too much going on, which is also
mhm.
the other thing. And I haven't been able to be as involved or invested as I wanted to be. And so 6 months to me seems too long for like really anybody, but
Yeah.
especially the undefined open hearts, way too long, 6 months. I did not factor that in. And you know, I'm a third line. We like to try things out. So we've really, I feel like I don't know, I don't want to use the word perfected because there's nothing perfect, or we are already all perfect, so it doesn't really matter. But I've really fine-tuned a lot of the format of how I see the structure of how this should go. And so it's going to be a 5 week journey. Each week we are traveling through a new variable together. You are going to get, and so that it'll be done on Zoom. You'll meet us on Zoom, or it'll be recorded if you can't make it. We would love for people to be able to be invested that can join us so we can interact with each other because
Yeah.
you're gonna get a base buddy. I love that name so much.
So
Base
good.
Buddy. It just sounds so good. I was talking to actually Manifestor Dave the other day, and I was telling him about the variable intensive. And he's like, "Oh yeah." And I was like, "Yeah, so everyone's gonna get kind of like a partner." And he's like, "Partner." He's like, "I feel like you could do better than that." He's like, "You got to make it more exciting." Like like he manifestor, his throat came in with
Hmm.
the words,
Hmm.
words, very particular with manifestors. And he's like, and like he's innocent. So he's like base buddy. And I was just like, that sounds so cute. And I am 150% going to use that. So thank
Yeah.
you so much, Dave, if you're listening. Base buddy. You're going to get a base buddy because tone, base, and color variables is just so cute. So
Hmm.
everyone's going to get a little base buddy because I think accountability and also being able to communicate and talk to another person that's going through a similar experience as you, it really helps mold and shape how you're going through your own individual experience, and to have that support. Like, you're going to have the support of us and everybody else, but to be able to chat, like, I would love, and I hope this ends up happening. I would love for everyone, for there to be 10 people that either have a bunch of them have similar colors or tones together, or the opposite end. So the
Hmm.
example, here's an example. Someone that is Shore's environment and someone that is Kitchen's environment. That's the opposite end. Okay. So 3 and 6, opposite end. And so you get to see the transferred end. I think it's important for people to see, what does the other side actually look like, so I can see what looks correct and how am I doing it in a way that I'm getting stuck in it. Helps you get unstuck when you can see the opposite end. And that's something that I really want to go into detail about with this group, is really, what does your transference look like, so that you can use it as a signpost to come back to the beginning, which the back to the beginning is your determination. These are all points in reference of your unique path to purpose. That's what the variables are. They are steps. They are steps in the way you are receiving information. They are steps in the way you are going through your life with your environment and your view and your motivation. And they can really pinpoint in how you mechanically operate. It makes understanding your authority so much easier, understanding your design, having acceptance in your process. That's what the Radical 4 transformations are your unique process. How do you move through this world? That is the variables. And once I really was able to figure that out, I completely transformed my life. It's what got me here. It is literally what got me here. We'll also pop down below. I know we did this a few episodes back, but I would love to put that environments episode that I
Yep.
talked about, getting to my correct environment. We'll pop that down below in the description if you would like. And also the cosmic community, if you want to join, the link will have it right down below so you can immediately join, because doors are going to be closing soon, or they might have already been closed. And you can join us again next month. That door's open every month. So if you can't make it in this month, join us next month. And our cosmic community is only $23, guys. The variable intensive is a little bit of an investment. It's $500 for early bird that are currently open, and it'll go up to $555. Or we might get all 10 people immediately, and then we'll immediately close doors.
Hmm.
Either one is going to happen. And so you're getting $500 for 5 weeks. So basically $100 a week. We're going to be diving deep. You're going to also, what's included is every single one of our mini classes on the variables. You're going to get access in a private community on our website. So you'll be able to listen to the audios throughout your journey. And also we have got little guidebooks that go with them. And then at the end of your journey, you get to keep all of them. It's
Yep.
included.
It's almost like $900 worth of material. I've done the math.
It really is. And we pride ourselves on making this accessible.
Hmm.
We wanted to have an accessible price. I know not to everybody this is an accessible price. Free is the most accessible, but listen, we cannot do that. I've invested so much of my money and time and energy and resources into this. And we're defined hearts, channel of surrender. It has to have an
Yeah.
exchange.
Well,
Um,
and free is like, you're showing up for that quality of stuff. And
right.
like, obviously, we're going to put as much heart into all of our free stuff as we do our paid stuff, but it's putting the accountability onto like investing into that and saying like, I am really ready to show up for this, because sometimes, and I say for myself too, like, I know if I'm going to invest in something and it's going to be something that's like going to change my life, then I'm not going to like be flaky and run off and not participate or whatever. I just think there's so much of accountability in that, and we want to help you. Like, that's the point, is us giving the information that we've collected and that Krystle has created all of these classes for. It's like we're taking all the information, we're helping you, and that ripple effect is just going to be even deeper, because we're taking this information to change, put change into your life.
Yeah. And it really does require an exchange for that. It
Mm-hmm.
just does. It's just the way that the world operates through
Mm-hmm.
that material world of the ego heart.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's going to be an incredible 5 weeks. I can already feel it. I can feel like, and
I'm
I
so
know a lot
good.
of our cosmic communities, hopefully going to be joining us. We've been talking to
Yeah.
them about it. And it feels expansive. And I feel like that's what the variables do. They can
Yeah.
expand and transform your life in ways that you never thought were possible.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Through your cognition is where the way you come online. It's the way you actually experience the material world. And something that I've noticed in the last 3 to 4 years that I've been heavily involved in the variables is that my cognition is getting heightened to a level of intensity that I don't
Mm-hmm.
even know if I can handle
Mm-hmm.
the smells that I smell. The things that happen to your physical body, you also have to be prepared for that. You have to be prepared that you're going to go through a transformation as we go through these variables. And the more that you experiment with them after the intensive, you're going to transform. You're going to transform in ways that you never thought were possible. You're going to remember things about yourself that from your childhood and the way you used to operate that is the most correct and aligned way that you could personally do. And you'll be able to actually live a life of a little more ease. I'm not going to say complete because it's impossible. We're human, but more ease. So if you're ready to transform your fucking life, join our variable intensive. You will you will be so supported in your process. I can't
Yeah,
even
exactly.
explain. I can't
Yeah.
even explain. So yeah, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We also do have for a brief period of time, we're doing a payment plan. We want to make sure that the last payment comes out before it ends, because we did have a situation with our membership, and there's a learning curve with having a business. Okay. And so we do have to
Yeah.
protect ourselves. So we want to give back, and we know that, some people don't have $500 to put out immediately. So we have broken it down into two payments. So you have two options right now. You can do the 500, or you can do the two payment of what is it going to be, 250, I think.
Yep.
So you have those two options, and then you are also getting a free mini class included with this. It is a framework, okay, on your fractal family. Fractal family framework. Say that 10 times fast. Fractal family framework. And it is basically a configuration that I figured out within the variables that show you your people, whether you want to do that in relation to relationships or business or both, because business is also a relationship, I've realized.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
It is. And so I'm going to give you two different versions of how you can look at this configuration in your variables. I'm going to show you exactly where they are. It's going to be done through video. And so that is going to be something that if you join the variable intensive, you get to keep for life. It also will be made into its own individual offer if maybe our variable intensive is not in your budget at the moment, or you don't have the time to do it or invest or whatever it is. You can also pick up that framework once doors open up for I'm sorry, my words. Once doors open up for the variable intensive, that offer will also be available separately. But you're getting like seriously probably like $1,000 worth
Yeah.
um of all this work that we've put into this for 500. It
And
really is
support, like so much support.
so
We're going to
much
be there
support.
for you.
Because you could also pick if you're like, you know what, I'm not ready for all of that, but I would love to pick up one of your mini variable classes.
Mm-hmm.
That's also available on our website. You can go to the description down below, humandesignastro.com. Or if you want a sample, if you want to just like, hey, I need to see what you guys are about, pick up one of those classes and then you'll get an idea of what the intensive will be about. But we poured so much time into the variables and we know how much it could actually transform your life. It's called the radical transformations for
Yeah.
a reason. And so we want to offer you that opportunity in an accessible way.
Mm-hmm. I think like the upgraded part of it is like we get to have that discussion, like there's so much more discussion happening so that you can, like, if you want the classes just to go at your own self-paced rate, then you can do that. But if you're someone that needs to like integrate it and understand it and chat with somebody, like that's what we're here for, to help you actually integrate and place those things into your life.
Right. And you're also going to be getting like homework, not like homework, but like an experiment to do each week.
Yeah.
I am the mad scientist, if you didn't know. Kitchen's environment. So you're going to come into my lab.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm going to give you guys all an experiment to work with that week. And that's why you also will have a little base buddy so you guys can talk about that experiment together. And, well, how are you going to do it? How am I going to do it? And it really allows you to play with this material. I'm a generator. I love play. Okay. Also, my North Node's in my fifth house. And so I think that that's something that I'm moving towards is that I need to incorporate more play and heart and love. Fifth house rule is ruled by Leo, like I really need to incorporate that more in my life. And if I can help other people as my North Node do the same thing,
Yeah.
we can all appreciate and enjoy the love of life, which is my conscious sun in gate 10 a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to DM us. Journey Through HD is me. The Splenic Projector is Leah. Or if you might be easiest, just to go to our group page, Human Design Astro Club on Instagram, or shoot us a DM, astrohd1111 at gmail.com. Everything is down below in the description. I just want to let you guys know in case you didn't know. I don't know why I did that, but I feel like Beyonce. Remember with her.
Symbolizes go down. Yeah.
Just like there, down
Points.
below. So before we dive in real quick, how are you doing?
Good. I would say following up from last week's episode talking about my shoulder, and I forgot to even tell you this, just last night I booked my MRI for next week. So, well, when you hear this, it'll be this week.
When the gate of shock is well,
Yeah.
it's already been in, but now it's going to be in the sun and earth.
Cool. So, I mean, I feel like I'm just prepared. I'm just prepared for whatever they're going to say. Hopefully, I mean, I'm like hoping they're going to validate the pain in there, that it's like something that's not in my
always
head.
the worst. That's always I remember when I was doing that whole like wellness chiropractic
Mhm.
all that stuff. They said to you, well, I just want to give you confirmation that the reason why you're in pain is because of these things that are in your shoulder. I'm like, and your neck. I'm like, I already knew that because I got hit by a car. She's like, but some people, it's mental.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's in the mental body of our aura.
Yeah.
That happens. And then it resonates in pain in our physical body.
Yeah.
But
No, totally.
yeah. So I do hope you get validation. I had a interesting situation with my shoulder, where I'm just like, I'm shocked. I am shocked. It's also, I mean, the gate of shock's been in transit for a little while, and I'm just like, it's an interesting feeling to have that extra heart activation, and that's my bridge gate.
Hmm.
And I have been in, if you guys didn't know, I got hit by a car 12 years ago on my bike and almost died. Yep, it's a whole thing. I have so many things I've talked about with that on here. We're not going to get into that right now. But so I've been living with pain for 12 years. It wasn't so bad for a little while after I did all of the shit that I did for 4 years with surgeries, physical therapy, being poked, all of it. And so I had basically, looking back, it was just a bunch of band-aids that I had on me.
Hmm.
And so when I was pregnant with my Libra, which actually we have full moon Libra, so maybe this is a good time to talk about this. When I
Hmm.
was pregnant with my Libra, my little generator that's 3.5 now, which confirms that with being in the full moon of Libra 6 months ago was the new moon. So when I was pregnant with him, and we were actually had come here to visit Asheville, and I was walking up a mountain, and I was pregnant with him, and all of a sudden I felt this shift in my body, and I got thrown off balance again. And because again, there was just band-aids on me, right? So I got thrown off balance. He threw me, my Libra threw me off balance. And then he intensified that when he was pregnant, and I breastfed him, and he preferred the injured shoulder. And so it was just getting like all of the damage was just getting wound up because there's a lot of things twisted um in my shoulder, just like it's just like all like this. And so now then I was in immense pain again. And I've been in immense pain for the last 3.5 years. But really 12 years of this. And so I've been trying to seek out help for myself too. And I had gone to get acupuncture during while Gemini in Mars was transiting my sixth house. And so this was like a completion of the transits, which is such a beautiful thing when you get to witness this kind of stuff. And so I ended up meeting somebody that was a local acupuncturist that lives like probably like 10 minutes from me. And she approached me at an event and offered me an exchange, which she also has the channel of surrender, by the way.
Hmm.
So I was like, of course, she's offering me an exchange here. She said that she really likes the way that I speak about human design, and she really wants to dive deeper and understand more. And she knows that I can do that for her. And she said, I think I can heal you. And I never believe anything like that. And I also never believe that anyone like can be that generous to me.
Right.
And that's, I think, the problem with the shoulder because it's on, if you didn't know, if you guys didn't know, the left side of your body is receiving. This is the more yin part of your body. And then the right side of your body is giving. It's the yang part of your body. And I am an overgiver, if you haven't noticed. And I have a hard time receiving. I also have not had a lot of generosity throughout my life. So when this person offered me this generous gift, I was shocked. And so I had gone to her last week, and she poked me like every possible way, and then gave me this mat called the Beamer to use while she's going to be out of town for a couple of weeks. So she gave me this mat to use that has these, I sent you the whole thing. It has like these coils on the mat. And I don't fully understand how all of this works, but it's doing something. I've
Something about blood circulation, like it
Yeah,
increases blood circulation, which can increase healing.
right. And it's doing, but like conceptualizing that in my mind, I'm like, how is that really? And so it's doing something.
Hmm.
I would love for you to come down here. I'm like, is this how I'm going to get you down here? Um, to meet her and to try her mat because I've I think that I might actually heal my shoulder. It's never felt better than it does right now. And I mean, there's still pain, but I mean, I've been in immense pain and I just don't talk about it. But it's been such a distraction,
Yeah.
as you know.
Yeah.
So that's my transit story.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do an episode on it. I asked our cosmic community to if they would like to hear more about how this actually all started in the whole from start to finish, with being a generator. Let me tell you all the steps. Um,
I looked back in my astrology chart transits from when I injured my shoulder, and Chiron was also in Aries. So I'm
huh.
like, this is super interesting how that happens. Hmm.
Do you know where it was during that time though?
On in my chart,
Mm-hmm.
in my sixth house.
Oh,
Yeah.
coming back around
Yeah.
for you
I
to
mean,
have,
I don't know how many times he's been through it since then, like I don't know
but
how
like I
fast it
feel,
moved, but
yeah, I'd have to look at a bunch of stuff, but it just like I like
Mhm.
clearly you're being told you have to address it. And I
Yep.
feel like some people, if they don't want to listen and stubborn, you're also got a lot of fixed energy
Hmm.
in you, could ignore it, continue to ignore it, right?
Hmm.
But the transits are like, look, if you address this, we will be here to support you. This
Yeah.
is something that we're telling you you need to address. This is something that you need to go through the full experience of. Don't hide under the covers, as we talked
Hmm.
about last week,
Hmm.
and it'll transform your life. Lots of transformation right now. There is a lot of opportunity for transformation. I mean, we had all those Chiron conjunctions. I think there's something with Chiron today in the moon, actually, while we're recording this. I'm just like, oh gosh, please stop. It's like, I'm like, please. I feel like I've been doing like I feel like this last month was just like so much inner child work.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's what
Hmm.
Chiron really, it's really inner child. It's like you get wounded in your childhood with Chiron, right? Something you had to experience. And then it's
Yeah.
something that you have to carry with you through your life until you decide you want to actually address it. A lot of time it's when your Chiron return happens. But I feel like you could do it way before that. Come on, guys. Like let's address our shit.
You don't have to wait 50 years. Just do it now. I mean, you can like a lot. I don't know.
I
You
feel
can
like
if you
most
want.
people do. And
Yeah.
that's why we're in these shitty situations constantly. But it's like if you knew that the transits are actually here to support you, you have two options with the transits. And this is something I speak about a lot and I'm going to continue to speak about. Two options. And I want to make a reel about I found this whole video and I was like, oh my God, that is so the transits. This girl on this ride, she didn't realize the ride that she was getting on. And she's literally getting flung around on the like she's rolling and it's just like I'm like why aren't you strapped in first of all like what is this fucking ride
Right.
and but that's what the transits look like when you don't know they're happening. You're
Hmm.
just getting flung around like I say like a rag doll
Hmm.
every which way. You don't know what direction you're being flung around in either.
Yeah.
You don't know what to surrender to. You don't know where to go because you're just getting thrown around. So the
Mhm.
transits are doing two things. You can, if you have zero awareness of them, you have a lot of potential of chaos to erupt in your life in ways when these transits come in with some heavy placements. Or they're actually like, here's what's happening. Let me just give you this focus, which we're about to talk about shortly. Give you this focus. Now, what are you going to do about it? I'm telling you right now that if you address what I'm showing you right here in the transits, this is what's happening. If you address it, if you lean into it, we will support you. The foundation is there. The transits show you the foundation. I'm a 1-3. Okay. I love this shit. Prepare me as best as possible. My first line says, show me what the foundation is. And
Yeah.
then I'll go through the experience with my third line.
Mhm.
Hi, friends. Okay, I know you've already heard me come on here once before, but I have a very important message for you. Are you an entrepreneur, a fellow weirdo, looking to reach an audience on an offer, a program, a reading, a product that you're looking to sell? We have the channel of the entrepreneur, and we're looking to create very specific commercials for other entrepreneurs such as ourselves. If you're looking to get your voice out there, we have over 15,000 plays on this podcast, plus a YouTube channel, and we can create a very specific commercial for you to reach our audience and your message. Go down below in our description and fill out the form because there's an introductory offer waiting for you. See you over on the rest of this episode. So let's go ahead and dive in. I feel like we've talked a lot. I'm sorry. We went through a whole there's a lot happening this week personally and within our business. So let's dive in. I know we don't have a lot of time here. So we kick off the week with a focus on our heart, as I was just discussing, and our resources. The end of last week's program is trickling into this one, as they do. And if you remember, I said this will be a time to create new resources and maybe even refresh some old. I feel like that's something we are personally doing for the Human Design and Astro Club, is refreshing an old resource with the help and support with what's grounding us right now, and that's our depth. We have created, as we were just talking about with the variables, we've been going through and we've figured out all the ingredients, and now we're refreshing an old resource that we've created and providing a brand new way to experience it. And so that's an example of what the transits are doing for us. And so ask yourself, wait, hold on. So what's grounding us, excuse me, let me go backwards. What's actually grounding us right now is our depth, which is the pool of that resource. Okay. You need to understand what the ingredients are. So ask yourself, as you have already been traveling through this program, what is vital for me to focus and concentrate on in this moment? What ingredients have I established that is going to progress my vehicle for where it needs to go or where it needs to grow? And we are also using our communication on past traumatic experiences to move through the darkness, to bring things to the surface that truly need to be examined at the beginning of this week to prepare us for full Moon Libra that's happening on Thursday. So let's actually move forward. We're going to move forward to Wednesday when we get a new program with a focus on our heart again. Are we seeing the theme for this week? It is our heart and our ego focus. And as we move towards full Moon Libra with the heart focused energy, which Libra is ruled by Venus and a heart focused sign, really looking for balance and harmony in the relationships. And I think we are being called to look at balance and harmony within ourselves with the heart ego focus this week. And it might feel a little shocking to some. This is actually my bridge gate, and this is half of the initiation that this material world requires. You might be focusing on with this new program, how to get ahead, which, as I declared, we are in the lightning round right now, currently with the transits, and we're approaching the gate of the first eclipse. So I think we're heading into an initiation, so that we can focus with this program on how to get ahead. And we're being grounded in on my other bridge gate, actually, which this means for me, really pay attention to your personal charts. I'm going to tell you guys something real quick to use, because this means with my bridge gates coming in, to pay the fuck attention to what happens to me this week. When your bridge gates come into transit, friends, pay attention to your story. So we're being grounded in our future. This is an interesting thing that you have this MRI coming up, Leah. This is going to be an opportunity to intuitively get clarity on the now and the direction that your vehicle needs to go in. Huge focus for this full moon as well. I see this week as a prep week for the first eclipse. And with Libra being a part of the new nodal axis that is coming in for the next nodes, huge. This is huge. And it's something that we'll be discussing more deeply in the cosmic community. So to me, this is actually kind of a big week because we are seeing our future and can prepare ourselves for the quantum leaps we're going to be taking during the eclipses. Okay, this is really the beginning. This is the beginning. Okay, I don't know if people realize how big this full moon is actually going to be leading into the first eclipse. So this leads right into the full moon. Okay, full moon Libra, Thursday. Full moon Libra on Thursday is all about, as I've been saying, our future. This is the vision of our future that we are going to be seeing. Now, Libra is a cardinal air sign ruled by Venus. As I said, its main focus is relationships in their life, and my little generator is a Libra sun and rising, and his people are the most important to him. I can see that he's really relationship focused, and so this is going to be about cultivating relationships this full moon and a completion of where you were 6 months ago. So, what was happening to you during new moon Libra? What intentions did you set? And I'm excited to chat about this with the during full moon during our moon circle live in the cosmic community for this one, because I think a lot of people are going to reach a lot of clarity on their future. And that's the main focus of this full moon. Clarity on your future in the now. And I'm pretty much it's going to be about allowing possibility of your future. And so if you are hearing this on Monday, again, this will be the last day for you to join the cosmic community for April. And we'll dive deeper into this particular activation during our full moon circle. Okay. So it's really going to be eye opening. And I want to leave you guys with a question. Okay. That you guys can journal on during the full moon or noodle on, whatever your choice is, or both. So, what goals have you set for yourself that now you see a clear direction on? What goals have you set for yourself that you now see a clear direction on? Is there anything else you need to ask from spirit that can provide the direction your vehicle needs to grow through? There's a brief activation on direction being activated that's going to be inspiring others, and maybe in this instance inspiring yourself. That's also going to be happening after this full moon. So that's the basis of what's going on for this week. Majority of what's happening, really a preparation to some quantum leaps and opportunities that are going to be happening during eclipses. And also to give you a little bit more of a foundation, pack your fucking bags, because eclipses can be rough. And it's going to be important for you to look at how is that activating you personally. And we'll talk about that in the cosmic community. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to pass the mic over to Leah.
Well, synchronicity hits us again. So I pulled the High Priestess. The High Priestess she's like the veil between the worlds. Usually these represent like the inner world spirit and your outer world, or your physical body. And this is also connected to the moon. As you see on the bottom here, there's an actual moon on here and the stone, moonstone. So if you want to go to a crystal shop or something locally or get it online or whatever, moonstone will be a good one for this full moon, which I'm going to write down because I want to put that in the program plus. So there's a lot of symbology of intuition for the High Priestess. She's also like the goddess within, and whatever you want to consider that within yourself. It's like that, the more soft energy. So really doing a lot of inner work right now. Like, what is it that's going on around you that, there's some sort of significance. There's something important. There's something circling you. There's, I know for myself, I can just see this all like playing out. So, especially with the moon cycles, you mentioned like the moon cycles. So, how can you use the full moon Libra to kind of tap into your intuition and use the energy of the full moon to see what has completed and what feels whole in your life? And also, understanding like the moon phases, how the ebbs and flows, and if you're a reflector, like how are you feeling during these different cycles? What's coming up for you right now? So there's a lot of different focuses, focus on your needs, focus on your physical needs, your mental needs, your spiritual needs. What is it that's needs a little bit of, stillness or reflection, or how can you tap more into spirit? And maybe you could do a little bit more journaling or meditation right now. You could do some sort of meditation for yourself to focus on your needs. I'm just going to read from my book here because I like what this says. Talks about the moonstone. It says the moonstone is a crystal of the high priestess, and it helps to balance your emotions and release your intuitive instincts. A healthy solar plexus chakra allows you to change as you need to and act on the feelings in your heart, which you mentioned. There's a lot of heart right now. This is also a period of healing and developing new skills and feminine power. So, working on, using that feeling of softness and allowing yourself to feel into that. Which leads to the next card of growth. Oops, sorry. Can't really see it with the reflection there. So growth, the affirmation is, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. So you are constantly being presented with situations that enable you to develop your inner wisdom and assist you in advancing to higher levels of understanding, the high priestess. The lesson is to be aware of those events and recognize them for what they are. To live in a mindful life is not only about respecting and honoring those around you, it is also about recognizing every person and circumstance on your path as a teacher. The constant chatter and diversions of life on earth can distract you from the signposts that spirit has left in your path. Take time to be aware of the bountiful wisdom that has been laid before you. Acknowledge these gifts and take them to heart as you continue your journey in this physical dimension. Don't look for the opportunities that you think you need. Instead, be on a receptive path to the opportunities that are given. Mic drop. Okay, bye. See you later.
Those were those might be, I mean, you pulled some very aligned cards before, so I can't say that these are the best, but they are
probably one of my favorites.
I mean, it's literally what's happening. The fact that you pulled the priestess card
I got chills. I don't know.
Yeah. We're all being activated right now. I feel like that's what this whole week is. If you had to wrap it up into one thing, it's that we are all being activated right now. We are all being initiated right now. And it's like, are you ready to step up to the fucking plate? That's what the transits are asking. Are you ready to step up to the fucking plate? Get the fuck out of your own way. Move, like, get everybody else that's blocking you. Okay, that's a Libra full moon. Get everybody else that's blocking you, that's trying to bring you down, that isn't actually your support system. Get them the fuck out of the way. I am at a point in my life with my human design journey. I've just entered into my 6th year of experimentation with human design. If you are not here to support my journey, you better move the fuck out of the way or I'm going to ram you and I will just bulldoze right through you. I am not taking anyone's shit anymore. If you are a jealous little bitch, and excuse me, I'm gonna make Leah keep this in here because I go on rants and then I'm like,
yeah, I was gonna say,
keep it in. Keep it in. Don't let me tell you to take this out. To all the little bitches that told me that they were jealous of how passionate and motivated I am, I hope you're watching because I am about to accelerate my vehicle in ways that I never have before. And I'm not going to let anybody that is feeling bad about themselves make me feel bad about myself. Just not doing it anymore.
No, it's a projection anyway. It's not real.
It is. That's all it is. And so we all have goals and missions and ambitions. Fucking move. Fucking move. Okay.
Go on your own. Do
Go
your
on your
own.
own. Go on your own. That's what I did.
Yeah.
And look, I'm getting the support now. Sometimes it happens immediately. Sometimes it takes longer. So, and it's still building. I'm a generator. It's still building. So if you want to be on my journey with me and with us, join us, Cosmic Community. Last time I'm going to say this because we're piecing out now.
Or the variables intensive.
Or the variable intensive, or both.
Or both.
If you're feeling jazzy. Jazz hands. All right. All right. We hope you guys have a great week. It's going to be
Happy full moon when
it's going
you
to be
get
shocking.
there. Woo-hoo.
Yeah. Happy full moon. And we'll see you over on the next one. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Krystle and I are really here as defined hearts to provide value to you with our unique insights. If you have found any of this episode valuable to you, we ask that you share with a friend, tag us with a highlight on Instagram, and write us a review so we can reach more people. Human design and astrology are tools to guide us toward our transformation. You are a unique and beautiful being, and we encourage you to let that light inside of you shine bright. See you in the next episode, friends.